All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the virtual college exploration for all North and South Carolina students that's sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. We're very glad that you're here to join us today, and we've got a great panel here that's excited to talk to you this afternoon, but just have a couple of quick announcements before we get started. First thing, you can use the Q&A function on your screen to ask the panelists questions at any point. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you, but again, you can communicate with that Q&A button. All this week, these sessions are happening, and there's going to be more sessions happening, individual college information sessions over the course of the next couple weeks. So you can sign up for more sessions right on the CACRAO website. That's CACRAO.org. And the recording is also going to be available on that same website, again, CACRAO.org, in case you want to come back and watch this, or if you've got friends who weren't able to watch live today, they can check it out in about a week on that website. Without further ado, I am going to turn it over to our presenters.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us for this Colleges in Western North Carolina CACRAO panel. Just before we get started, there's a lot of really great information that we want to share with you guys today, but we want to start by introducing ourselves. So once we get our slides up, then we will let you know who we are and where we're from, and then we'll tell you a little bit about our schools. So Zeke, do you have the presentation up?
Is it not showing?
No, it was, and then it disappeared.
Oh, no.
There we go. Can you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. All right. And then if you want to hit the next slide, then we'll start introductions.
I'll get us started. I'm Sarah Holler. I'm from Lenoir-Rhyne University. We're located in Hickory, so I'll be chatting with you at one point today. I'm one of our enrollment counselors there. Go back to the next one. So can we hop back to the last one real quick, and then I'll have you actually go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll kind of go through from there.
Well, my name is Ezekiel Martin. I am an admissions counselor at Gardner-Webb as well.
My name is Travis Wilson. I'm an admissions counselor from Mars Hill University, right outside of Asheville.
My name is Casey Whitmire, and I am an admissions counselor from Brevard College in Brevard, North Carolina.
Hey everyone, my name is Madeline Hux, and I'm from Western Carolina University. We are the westernmost school in North Carolina.
And I am Sarah Moore. I am an admission counselor at UNC Asheville, and I'm going to kick us off first. So I'm going to talk about UNC Asheville. Thank you, Zeke. So UNC Asheville, we are the Liberal Arts and Sciences institution for the UNC system, which means a lot of different things, but the best way I can break it down for students in a really easy to understand way is that we're able to offer students a private school education for a public school price. You'll see a couple different stats on there. We, in addition to being one of America's best value colleges in a destination city, we were actually also just voted up from number 8 to lucky number 7 on the list of best public liberal arts colleges. So we're right here in the heart of Western North Carolina, and we're really glad to be able to call UNC Asheville home. And one of the things that we focus on as the Liberal Arts and Sciences institution for the UNC system is interdisciplinary engagement. And so what that means is that we want to work on making sure that our students are able to think critically, creatively, and collaboratively, both within and across disciplines. So in an increasingly interconnected and right now virtual world, nothing happens in a bubble, right? And so we at UNC Asheville, our mission is to make sure that you're going to be the best biologist that you can be by being able to have an informed conversation with a sociologist. So we want to give you a breadth and depth of knowledge in order to best prepare you for your career and just to kind of go about in an increasingly interconnected and globalized world. So we have about 3,600 students on our campus, and we are an undergraduate institution. So those 3,600 students are all undergraduates. Our student-to-faculty ratio is 13:1, and our average class size is about 20. So we don't have lecture-style classes. There's no back of the class at UNC Asheville. So right from the beginning, you're getting really engaged in your classes and with your professors in all faculty-led courses. So we don't have lecture style classes that are taught by teachers' assistants. And you also won't be competing with those master's level students for access to your professors or opportunities to do research or conduct internships or anything like that. As just kind of along the lines of research, we founded the National Conference on Undergraduate Research, which is something that we're really proud of. So we have about 70% of our undergraduate students complete original research while they're at UNC Asheville. And many of our departments incorporate that research program either into their curriculums, and a lot of times there's an internship component to those programs as well. So we really want to give you a lot of hands-on practical experience and opportunities to really engage in your learning early. Let's see what else. We also have a study abroad program, with over 50 countries. So that's a big part of our students' academic experience, as well as getting to learn and experience life in another culture, in another country. Student life, we have 80+ student organizations, lots of opportunities to get involved and build leadership. We also have a lot of opportunities for students to have on-campus jobs, regardless of whether or not they're eligible for federal work study. Campus Rec is our largest employer. And then students are required to live on campus for the first year, but all of our residence halls are suite style. So there's no shower caddies. You don't have to share a bathroom with 30 other students. You're only sharing a bathroom with 3 other students. Also, freshmen are allowed to have cars on campus. So that's something that we're excited to be able to offer our first year students. We have 16 D1 athletics programs. We compete in the Big South Conference. The big one that we don't have for students is football. I know I'm running low on time, so I need to move a little bit more quickly. So we have over 30 majors. Our most popular are going to be biology, psychology, environmental studies, health and wellness promotion, and new media. And then we also have some unique programs. So atmospheric science, music technology, arts management and entrepreneurship, and then new media as well. So our location also gives you the best of both worlds. We are 10 minutes from the Blue Ridge Parkway and 10 minutes from the heart of Asheville's vibrant downtown. So you can enjoy the best of what Asheville has to offer in the way of restaurants and concerts and art galleries, but we're also really close to the serenity of the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. One last thing that I want to mention before I turn it over is that we have a new podcast. So in addition to connecting with us on our website and coming for on-campus tours, if you're ready for a break from Zoom and want to connect with us in our admission office that way, our AVL Bound podcast is available wherever you stream your podcast. And so with that, I will turn it over to Sarah, I believe.
Thank you, Sarah. As I mentioned, I am an enrollment counselor with Lenoir-Rhyne University. We're located in Hickory, North Carolina, so we're about an hour from Asheville and also from Charlotte. So we're kind of in the middle of both. So we're kind of in between, so you can go either direction if you want to go find something else to do. With that being said, we have a big support with our Hickory community, namely our 80+ discounts and different opportunities that students get within our community and with the local area. We currently are offering in-person and virtual campus tours available, so I just wanted to mention that to keep that in mind. As she mentioned, the virtual world, it is making it a little different, so all of our events will be virtual as well. We have about a 12:1 faculty-student ratio, so we are a private school. I think I forgot to mention that. So it is a little bit smaller. We have about 1,500 to 1,700 undergraduate students on campus. So our average class size is about 17. My biggest one while I was a LR student was about 25 people. So you kind of get a variety of your class size there. But as she was saying too, at LR2, you get to know your professors, they get to know you. We have around 60+ organizations on campus for students to get involved in, where it's clubs, different community service projects, anything. And if there's something we have or we don't have that you had at high school, you can get a group of friends and we can create that program or that organization. We currently have 23 Division II athletic teams, and we participate in the South Atlantic Conference. So we are different level, we have a wide variety. The only things we don't have are wrestling and field hockey. We do have a traveling student section, which is known as Bear Nation, and they actually go to away games for students, not just our home events. And that's one thing that we have, that's Bears supporting Bears, which is our mascot, and you have other athletes supporting other athletes, and also just students supporting their friends. And lastly, we do offer a LR Promise. So our LR Promise is a way students meet certain criteria and participate in a financial aid program with us and are able to receive half price on their tuition cost. So we don't do an in-state or out-of-state tuition, but we do offer that program. Lastly, I will mention we have our application open. We are test optional this year. So if you have not already, be sure to submit your applications, and the waiver code listed there will waive that application fee for you. And then a few things, we do have upcoming deadlines. Both of ours are non-binding. So that means they're just a faster way for us to let you know a decision. And so if you meet the October 16th deadline by giving us a complete application, similar thing will happen for that November date, then you'll receive your decision by the end of that respective month. So it's just, like I said, faster ways we can let you know and kind of take the load off of students, as well as just also throughout this process getting to know you as well. So like I said, we do offer in-person, so that would be a one-on-one, also the virtual are just one-on-one conversations with us if you have specific questions or get interested in our campus and want to see a little bit better glimpse of on-campus life. So that's LR in a nutshell. I will go ahead and pass it on to Casey now.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name, once again, is Casey Whitmire. I'm going to be talking to you guys about Brevard College. So Brevard is located about 30 minutes south of Asheville in Transylvania County. We are a private liberal arts college. One of the things that we focus on here at Brevard College is experiential education. So that's going to be something that you find kind of throughout the DNA of all of our programs. And kind of a gist of that is, you aren't going to have those, classes where you go and sit down for 2 hours in a lecture, and then, you don't see your professor, maybe for the next few days, and then it's test time. You're going to have one-on-one instructional classes with your professors. Now, each day you'd be able to have a conversation with your professor. We do participate in Division III athletics and the South Atlantic Conference. We do have, football, softball, baseball, soccer, all the kinds of sports you could think of. I think except for golf, we lost our golf team. We're also 11-time national mountain bike champions. We participate in USA cycling as well as USA climbing. We've got approximately 770 students, so we are a little on the smaller side, but we do offer a half tuition scholarship to all North Carolina and South Carolina residents. We also have no fee associated with our application. We also offer you a 3-day or 72-hour admissions decision. We also have a test optional application available as well right now. Some other facts about Brevard College. We have over 250 waterfalls located near campus throughout Transylvania County. Average class size is around 15. We do have an 11-to-1 faculty-student ratio, and we were recently awarded #1 undergraduate teaching by U.S. News and World Report, which we attribute a lot to that experiential education philosophy that we have. And again, our contact information is down there at the bottom. If anyone wants to jot that down to reach out to us, we'd be happy to talk to you or set up an individual visit. We are offering on-site visitations right now. So those are available to set up at our website, brevard.edu. I'll go ahead and pass it on to the next person.
Hey guys, my name is Ezekiel Martin, admissions counselor at Gardner-Webb University. At Gardner-Webb, we have a motto based off the verse Mark 12:29-31, which says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength." So I'm trying to hit those 4 main topics for you guys. First up, with all your heart. With all your heart represents our community on campus. We have over 60 clubs and organizations. Every department at our university has some type of club related to it. So if you're nursing, computer science like I was, sports education, anything like that, there is a club related to that. And then if you don't see a club and you would like to have one started up, we do have startups club that can be sponsored by our student activities as well. Some of the top 5 events that we have here are the Big E, Pancake Bingo, Movies on the Quad, not listed, my favorite, which is Skate Night. But there's just some of those events. There's always something going on our campus. We have apps to let students know what's going on the weekend, and all our events, 99% of our events are free to all our students. Next up, With All Your Soul. With All Your Soul represents our Christian aspect on our campus. We are a small private Christian university, and just some volunteer programs that we participate in that are put on by our Christian Life and Services Department, and some that I participate in as well as the Rescue Raise 5K, that is raise money for human trafficking. All our worship services on our campus are student-led. We have, you're required to take an Old Testament and a New Testament, but we like to tell students that is more teaching, less preaching. So why did this come about? When did that happen? And things like that. We do have study abroad and things like you can get your Spanish credit at Costa Rica. You spend 4 or 5 weeks in a host home over the summer as well. And just some countries that we travel to, England, Denmark, Malta, Spain, just to give you an idea. Next up, With All Your Mind represents our academics on campus. For all you nursing majors out there, 100% pass rate on the NCLEX. I would definitely say if you're interested in looking at any type of institution, ask for these numbers, as they are very important to know how your future is going to play out for you, because going to college is a big step and you want to know how they prepare you for life after college. 13-to-1 student faculty ratio. We cap our class sizes at 26. Doesn't mean 26 students going to be in the class, but we just cap our class sizes at 26. But as you get far into your major, those class sizes will die down. I had a class with only 5 people. So just to give you an idea of our class sizes. 94% of our students after graduating are enrolled in a full-time job or in higher education. So as soon as you step foot here at Gardner-Webb, we are already preparing you for life after college. Next up, last, With All Your Strength. With All Your Strength represents our athletics on campus, 22 Division I sports. We are in the Big South Conference. Just if you haven't heard already, our men's basketball team last year won the Big South Championship Conference last year, as well as made it to the first round of March Madness. We have everything, all the sports. We don't have men lacrosse, but we do have all the other sports team, basketball, football, soccer, and golf as well. We do have intramurals and CrossFit available for our students, which is free for all our students, faculty, and staff. Some top awards and scholarships. We give over $18 million in scholarships to our students, ranging from $5,000 all the way up to $18,000. Every student upon acceptance to Gardner-Webb will receive some type of merit scholarship based off their grade point average. We're no longer accepting SAT or ACT scores. We are test optional, so you don't have to send in those, just your official transcript. Some top scholarships that we do have are the Tucker Scholarship and the Ignite Excellence Scholarship. Our Tucker and both of these scholarships are live and available now. Tucker Scholarship, you would just have to get nominated from someone outside of your family, so your PE coach, your pastor, and that is given 1 free tuition, room and board to a student who embodies that love the Lord, that Mark 12-29 verse, which states, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. The Ignite Scholarship is 8 full tuition scholarships given to students. Right now, we're trying to figure out how we're going to give that out to students, because in the past that did require the ACT and SAT, but to give you an idea, it took the 1200 SAT, 3.7 GPA, and a 22 ACT to qualify for the Ignite Scholarship. But both of these are still, applications are out now, so I'll encourage you guys to go ahead and look into this, or at the end, just get in contact with me. My information will be on the end slide, and we can discuss more on scholarships. And I will pass it over to Travis, sorry.
Hey everyone, I'm actually the admissions counselor here at Mars Hill University. So we actually are a small liberal arts university, like 20 minutes outside of Asheville, North Carolina. So the cool thing about Mars Hill is the fact that we do emphasize this personalized class sizes. We want to definitely make sure that students understand that students will receive that personalized attention from their professors. Especially from a learning perspective, that some students are more inclined to the larger institution. We want to make sure that we facilitate to those students who are not. comfortable in those environments. So we can go to the next slide, please. So as I said before, we are from 20 minutes outside of Asheville. Our enrollment is approximately 1,100 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 13 to 1. Our average class size is 15 to 20 per class. Now that is not saying that it is going to be 15 in that class. There's obviously, depending on your major, you may have 5, you may have 6, you may have 7, but the maximum that you will see is 20, to make that clear. Our majors, we have 32 majors, 31 minors. So our popular majors that we have here on campus is business, criminal justice, zoology, nursing, music, and psychology. Also, we are the Division II program institution, so it's through the NCAA. So we offer basketball, football, lacrosse, cross country, everything except for wrestling. So you're wondering, what is our admissions process? How do we get started? So we go through mhu.edu, go ahead and apply for that. We do offer application fee waivers. So typically our application fee is $25, but we are able to waive that for you, so with no problem. So as the other counselors have stated, we are offering a test option for you, especially for the year 2021 with everything that's going on with COVID. We offer after we receive your application, we need your transcript. So your unofficial transcript is fine to start out. If you did already complete and had already taken your SAT and ACT, you're more than welcome to send those scores. The great thing about it is that we actually super score our SAT and ACT so that you can receive and higher academic scholarship, which is a big deal. Awesome thing about our application process, pretty easy. There's no essay that you have to complete, no recommendation recommendation letter that you have to send in. And also the awesome thing about it too, you may feel like maybe at the beginning of your senior year, you didn't have an idea of what you were looking to do. The awesome thing about it is that we're rolling in admissions, so you don't have to feel rushed throughout the process. So I want to send it over to Madeline.
All right, thank you, Travis. So as I said earlier, my name is Madeline Hucks. I am from Western Carolina University. That WCU actually stands for We Carry Umbrellas because it does rain a good bit, but even though it rains a good bit in Hickory, which is about an hour west of Asheville, we do try to make the most of our time. We do have about 12,000 students on campus, so we're on the medium scale as far as school size. We do have a 17 to 1 student staff ratio, so we do try to keep those class sizes pretty small, just like everyone else on this panel has discussed, just so you build those relationships with your professors and with your peers. And then we have over 170 clubs and organizations on campus, and this gives you the opportunity to meet new people, get out and enjoy our area and what we have to offer in the mountains of North Carolina. We were named the top outdoor adventure college. We take a lot of pride in that. That was going 5 years strong, and we were actually told that we needed to stop running for this award just because we needed to give someone else a chance to win this. But we take a lot of pride in that, one, because it's not just within our clubs and organizations, it's also within our classrooms. But we do offer a number of clubs and organizations on campus. As you can see some of our kayakers. We do have a cycling team, rock climbing, and those are just some of our examples. So it's not like you're just focusing on your academics or just on like football, basketball, soccer, whatever it is. We have other things to offer for you. Some pretty unique experiences as well, given our location and how close we are to lakes and even like snow skiing and snow tubing opportunities for students. And those are just, like I said, some examples. And then Zeke, if you want to click to the next one, I'll go in and talk a little bit more about some of the additional opportunities. At Western, we have something called Base Camp Cullowhee. So what Base Camp Cullowhee is an opportunity for you to be able to check out equipment if you're wanting to go on a hike, but maybe you needed a backpack, or if you wanted to go on a bike ride on our trail system that we have on campus, you're more than welcome to do that. We also rent out things like rafts and kayaks, really anything you can think of outdoors wise, we have that available for you to rent for free of charge or a very small charge. A couple other things that we offer are some free or reduced trips. So like I talked about earlier, if you're wanting to go rafting down the river, the Tuck River Cleanup is one example of rafting for Western. What this is a community involvement that students and other community members will gather once a year, typically in the spring, to raft down the Tuckasegee River, which is right behind campus. And as you're rafting, you pick up trash along the way. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to, one, help the community, have a lot of fun with your friends, and also you get a free t-shirt and some other free gear at the end. But those are just some of the opportunities that we offer, and why it's going to a school in the western part of North Carolina would be great for you. So if you love any of those activities, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions and help you get you plugged in and involved on campus. Here we have some of our contact information. So if you have any questions about any of the schools that have spoken today, feel free to call us or email us at the information that is provided. Feel free to take a screenshot of this, whatever you need to do, and we'll go ahead and open up to our Q&A box and start checking on these and try to answer as many questions as we can. If we're not able to answer all of your questions that you guys have today, we will try to reach out to you as soon as possible to follow up and just make sure that, one, we can help you in the best way possible, but also answer those questions. So we do have one question here for the private universities. So what is the approximate total cost to attend per year, assuming on-campus housing, in-state tuition, no scholarships, no other like financial aid, anything like that?
I can start off at Gardner-Webb. Our scholarship range or tuition, room and board range around $42,240. That's if you're a resident on campus. For commuters, it is about $31,850.
And then for Lenoir-Rhyne, ours was a little different. So ours is this past year hovering around $52,000, and that's including kind of how Zeke mentioned. That's including if you're on campus. So that's your tuition and room and board. For our students that are commuters, so those are within about 25 to 30 mile radius from Lenoir-Rhyne typically. That is roughly around $40,000. But again, that's before any of those scholarships, and all of our students receive a scholarship upon acceptance at Lenoir-Rhyne.
And then for us at Mars Hill, typically our cost of attendance as of fall of 2020, you're looking at $44,390. So that cool thing about it is that it includes your tuition, your fees, your standard dorms, your limited meal plan, your books, your parking, everything, all of that will be included. And just like as Sarah stated, certain, as far as the fees is concerned, the scholarship that you'll be receiving, that is excluding as far as the cost. So you don't have to worry about anything as far as you paying that much. So.
And for Brevard College, it's sticker price. We look at about $40,650. But as I said, all the students here that are from North or South Carolina, you'd be getting a scholarship worth $14,200 off of that cost the moment you're accepted. And then from there, there's other scholarships aside, but from there.
All right, so our next question. I wasn't able to take the SAT or the ACT due to COVID. Which one of the universities and colleges here still require the test? I know for Western specifically, while we can waive that test or the test requirement, we still encourage you to try to submit a test score if possible. Just because we want to be able to see that, but also at the same time, that will help you with things like scholarships, or even if you're interested in the honors college, that could potentially make you a stronger candidate for any of those and a stronger applicant. So keep that in mind whenever you are applying. Yes, we understand that COVID has affected a lot of the testing dates and whether those have been provided or not, but just keep that in mind when applying, that yes, we may not require them, however, we still encourage them. And I think that goes for a majority of schools, but if y'all have anything to add, please go ahead and jump in.
I will just add to that. I know that the requirement for public institutions is a big consideration for a lot of students right now because it has always been required for UNC System School admission. So for us at UNC Asheville, particularly this year, we have always done a holistic review of our applicants. And so we recognize that students have a lot more to contribute to campus than a set of numbers. And the situation surrounding COVID has actually given us an opportunity to say, like, we don't even need you to submit that. We're much more interested in the other things anyway, so now we don't even have to require this. Our averages for the past year were about a 26 on the ACT and a 1200 on the SAT. So if you were able to take the test and you felt like you did really well, you're more than welcome to submit the scores. But if you weren't able to, as I know a lot of students struggled to, it's not going to be required for admission or for merit scholarship consideration at UNC Asheville this year.
And that for us, we're kind of the same ways both of Madeline and Sarah's explained. We are optional, but kind of like Madeline said, both of them actually, if you feel comfortable and confident in your scores, by all means send them to us. And I think that kind of goes for most of us with the optional, but we definitely understand the hardships this year of being able to get your tests in. So a lot of us are just finding different ways to look at students as well, and kind of creating those different approaches.
Yeah, and same with, oh, sorry about that.
I was going to say, just one note for Brevard, if anyone is looking at applying test optional over using their test scores, we accept both, but we only allow you to apply test optional first before test scores. So make sure you would just go ahead and apply test optional, because we could always accept you later on based on test scores.
And for Gardner-Webb, we are test optional as well.
And I'm on the same page with Madeline specifically. I think the major thing is that we do encourage it, as bad as Madeline stated. The main reason why is because not only from a scholarship standpoint, there's an opportunity for you to receive a higher scholarship, but also from a class placement standpoint as well. So I just want to make that clear.
All right, so our next question is for you, Zeke. So for the Gardner-Webb right now, what classes can I take in order to start my path to being a neurologist?
To answer your question, probably all your basic biology, chemistry classes, if you want to go towards the pre-med route or the nursing route, which is another question. I can go ahead and start. Someone asked, name one of your two academic programs. Two of our top ones is nursing and our business program. But to answer the last question, the more of your biology classes and your nursing route, things like that.
To kind of go off where Zeke was going with two of our academic programs that we're known for. Here at Brevard College, we're best known for our fine arts programs, including art, music, and theater, as well as our wilderness leadership and experiential education programs.
I would say for Marcio, as far as from an academic program standpoint, I would have to say business, criminal justice, but the major one is music.
For Lenoir-Rhyne, probably our 2 or 3 top ones are our nursing program, our education program. That's 2 of those are ones we've been known for forever. And then most recently, our business programs are picking up as well. So that's kind of our 3rd top ones that we've got right now.
UNC Asheville, for us, our most kind of well-known programs, or the programs that students seek us out for specifically most often, are going to be our music technology program, which is also our most competitive program, and our atmospheric science program, just with the access to NOAA right here in Asheville, and the National Climatic Data Center is right here in Asheville too. So we see a lot of students interested in atmospheric science.
So for Western Carolina, it's hard to pick just 2 or 3, just because we were founded as an education college. So we do take a lot of pride in our education department as a whole. As well, just like Gardner-Webb, we do have 100% passing rate for our nursing students. We also have a lot of unique programs. So for example, we do have forensic anthropology. And we do with that program specifically, we do offer the body decomposition facility. So if you're wanting to learn, more about how bodies have died and how long they've been dead, and all of the science behind that, then that would be the program for you. And we were actually one of the only schools in North Carolina to be able to offer that kind of facility to you for you to be able to get that hands-on experience with that program. We are also known for our business, our criminal justice, and then also our music department, as we do have a very strong marching band. Our Pride of the Mountains marching band is about 500 members strong, and we have gone to Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade twice already, and we're hoping to continue to go back in the future years, but that's something that we also take a lot of pride in. It's just how big our music department is. So our next question is about visiting. It's specifically geared towards Western and our open house in October. So yes, we are still offering our open house in October. You should be expecting some emails here shortly with some more specific information about that. But also we'll go ahead and each talk a little bit more about what our visiting opportunities are like at each institution, because I know each one is a little bit different. So for example, with Western, we are not offering tours right now. However, we just got word that we are going to start opening tours back up in sometime this month. So sometime in September, you should be able to reserve a tour on campus, and it'll only be limited to one families from what we are hearing. But if you have any questions about it, reach out to us and we'd be more than happy to schedule that.
With Gardner-Webb, we are having in-person tours as well. You're only limited to 2 people to make up for the social distancing in your family, so that you yourself and 2 other people. So if you can, schedule a visit with us, personal or on campus, we are having full tours available as well.
Yeah, at Brevard College, we are open for in-person visits. We do ask that you limit your number of guests to as few as possible, but we understand sometimes with families, if you have younger siblings that you need to bring along, that's fine too.
UNC Asheville, we do have tours on campus every day, small socially distanced groups for information sessions, and then individualized tours. Those are every day at 10:30, 12:30, and 2:30. And then we also have an option for students who can't make campus to visit in person. We offer a virtual tour every day at 4 o'clock with an ambassador. So you can check out our visit website, and there's more information about how to register for tours there.
Same with these guys, as these guys have stated. Marshall does the same. So we do offer in-person tours as well as virtual tours as well. So all throughout the week, Mondays through Fridays.
And like Travis said, kind of the same as everybody else. For Lenoir-Rhyne, we're doing in-person tours. We're limiting it to 1 family per time slot, so at 9 and 1:30 each day. And similar to how Zeke was saying, we are limiting you to 2 guests in addition to yourself. And so we do have our social distancing in place and requesting that everyone wears masks while they're on campus. And then additionally too, we offer virtual opportunities every day as well. And ours start around 3:30, and that's a tour with one of our student tour guides, followed by a conversation with your enrollment counselor.
All right, and our next question, none of us have binding decisions, do we? And if y'all want to go into a little bit more specifics about each school as far as like what you guys have for your applications, we can talk about that. I know for Western, ours is not binding. Our early action application, otherwise known as the Chancellor's Choice application, is live right now, and it is a non-binding application. It just gives you a decision by December 15th.
So UNC Asheville actually does have an early decision plan. Last year was our first year with an early decision model. And with our first year, we saw tremendous success. We enrolled over 1/3 of our new class with our early decision program. And so we have 2 different rounds for early decision. The first deadline is November 1st, and those decision notifications are released around December 15th. And then we have ED2, and that deadline is January 15th, and the notifications are February 1st.
Gardner-Webb, we are non-binding as well, free online application. No essay requirement. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and you can fill that out on our website or on the Common app as well.
Same thing. We're non-binding as well at Marshall University. Same situation. It's really quick to apply, and there's no essay, no letter of recommendation that is needed. So you're looking at about maybe 10 to 12 minutes to apply. And the only option, there is no common app for Mars Hill. The only option is going to be msu.edu.
For Lenoir-Rhyne, we're similar to Travis. We are not part of the common application. So to do that, you'll go to lr.edu and do our application. We do have 2 upcoming deadlines. Neither of ours are binding. If you get everything in that's complete, which is the application and transcript, since we are test optional, by October 16th, you'll have a decision by the end of October. And then same thing goes for the November 13th deadline. If everything's in by that date, then you'll have your decision by the end of November. After that, we turn into just the rolling admission. So about 2 weeks after we have that complete application for you, you'll receive your decision from us.
All right, and so our next question is about transfer students. So how friendly are we as far as accepting transfer students, and how do we encourage them at our colleges and universities? For Western, we do encourage transfer students. We have a whole transfer process. It will be different from the freshman requirements, so be sure to follow up with us in our admissions office on what exactly you would need in order to transfer.
At Gardner-Webb, we have a transfer counselor, and we also have a transfer initiative. So if you're a transfer student, you can receive, I think it is up to the free tuition. I think it's free room and board at our university. So if you are a transfer student, you have scholarship opportunities as well.
For Lenoir-Rhyne, we also have a specific transfer counselor that works with our transfer and adult students. And of course, we're like everyone else. We do encourage transfers. If you have specific questions with that, feel free to reach out to myself and I can connect you with that transfer counselor, or if you know of a transfer, and that'll be the easiest, just to give you all of the information needed. Because like Madeline said, for Western, for our process, it is a little bit different than the traditional undergraduate route.
Same thing we offer at Mars Hill. We definitely want as many transfers as possible. And then the main thing we need from you guys that are looking to transfer is your official college transcript. And that would give us, as well as registrar, a good idea of what classes can possibly transfer.
So for UNC Asheville, of the almost 900 students that we brought onto campus for the first time this year, about over 300 of those were transfers. So we are a very transfer-friendly campus. We have some direct admission programs and new initiatives that our transfer counselor, Lindsay Prather, has put together with AB Tech and with Blue Ridge Community College. So if you want to reach out to our office and learn more about those, if you're kind of from the area and you're looking at definitely finishing at UNC Asheville, but maybe don't want to start here, then reach out and let us know and we'll get you in touch with Lindsay.
All right, so I think we only have time for a couple more questions. There is one that I'm just going to answer for all of us. It is, when is it recommended to start applying for college? While we do encourage you to apply as soon as possible, or right now, exactly, if you are a senior, your senior year is when those applications will become available. So go ahead, start working on those, contact the schools that you're interested in, figure out what exactly you need. But if you are a senior in high school, go ahead and submit that as soon as possible. Another really important question I think we're going to end on is, how diverse are your campuses? This is a really important question because I know at Western, we want everyone to feel welcome. We are a very big school as far as like being involved in our community. And so one thing that we encourage is diversity. We even have an office called the Intercultural Affairs Office that is geared towards bringing all things diverse to campus. And also not just bringing speakers, but also bringing in people to help bring awareness to diversity and what exactly is going on in our world and how we can best respond to these things as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and quickly end on this note, and then I believe we'll be wrapping up here soon.
Yeah, at Gardner-Webb, we also have a diversity team and someone in charge of that as well. So we have everyone ranging from all different parts of life in the world. So we are a pretty diverse campus as well.
And here at Brevard College,
Casey, you go ahead.
Even though we're a small school with around 770 students, I work especially with international students. So I can say, just in the past semester, we brought in students from over, I think, 12 or 15 countries. That combined with our already, diverse population kind of brings that environment for learning to students.
And then at UNC Asheville, we do a lot of work to make sure that we're creating a safe and inclusive community for students that are racially and ethnically diverse, but we also know that diversity does not look one way. So we have a huge population of LGBTQIA plus students, and we do our best to create a diverse camp, like a welcoming campus for all kinds of diverse populations here at UNCA.
Okay, so thank you to all of our panelists for a great session, and thank you all who have attended for all of your questions. The panelists are actually going to get a transcript of your questions, so if there's something that we couldn't get to today, they'll be able to follow up with you directly, and then you've got all of their contact information as well. There's also going to be a quick 4-question survey that's going to pop up when I close out this window, so if you fill that out, we would be greatly appreciative. And you can also sign up for more sessions at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. And this recording is going to be available in about a week as well on that same website if you want to come back and watch this, or if you have friends who weren't able to attend live today. And again, that's CACRAO.org. Thanks everyone, and hope you have a great day.